So the PP Wadkin Dimensions Saw, one of the best, if not the best table saw ever made. So I've just been asked if I can do a video on the PP Dimensions Saw, particularly just focusing on what it actually has here is a compass or a protractor, whatever you want to call it. It has a graduation around the table with a series of locking points to give you certain angles. So that's what I'm going to be mainly focusing on. But I just wanted to touch on the fact that you know, this saw, as you can see, whilst it's a pretty big machine, but it is one of the most versatile table saws you can have. You can pretty much do anything on this machine. It's an 18-inch blade on it, so it's big, it's heavy, it'll do pretty much anything that you want to throw at it. It tilts over to 45 degrees. We've got a sliding table, so it's real, as it's called a dimensions saw. So you know, it's really set up for being able to do all sorts of different angles. So you can do mitres, you can do compound mitres, you can do all sorts of different things on it. It's just a very, very versatile machine. It's set up now with the carriage on it as a sliding table, but when I first got it, I didn't have this side set up. I had the table locked and we were using it straight up as a rip saw, which it can do perfectly fine as well. It's just big and cumbersome, so it's a bit slow to use because you got to walk around the machine. But anyway, we'll take a look at this setup. I've also got the owner's manual there, which we'll have a quick flick through just to show you what comes with that. Alright, so we'll move into this. So what I'm going to show you on the table, I'm just going to show you in the book because I'm not sure whether it'll translate to camera on the table because it's quite dark. So if you can see on the camera here and here, there's as I said before, like a compass or protractor, whatever you want to call it, actually engraved into the table, and it has a series of locking points. So it has a threaded bolt here, it has another threaded bolt here and bolt here to be able to lock the fence in place. But then it has a series of holes around. It's not really showing them on here, but the first one's there, but you probably can't see that. But so that would be square, so a square cut. Where it's locked onto there is an octagonal shape. So, and that's what it has. So we'll just reposition the camera now, and I'll show you it on the actual table so that I can explain what each part of it is. But just before we do that, this is the manual. Very, very old. I've lost the front, well, the front cover was never on it when I got it, so the front cover's been lost. But you can see here, you can also get, this is a double mitre fence setup that you can get for it, which again locks into the same thing. So it just goes through all about the machine. It tells you the actual bearings and whatnot. Some detailed sectional diagrams of different things. A breakdown of inside the actual machine itself. But anyway, so that's the manual. So I'll just move the camera to look at the other now. Okay, so hopefully you can see it, because as I said, it is pretty dark. But so we've got a series of different screw down locking points around here depending on what you're wanting to do. But the main, where's the main lock? The main lock is either one of these two. I've forgotten now. Probably that one. Yeah, probably that one. And so this hole here is for the pin. So this sets you up as a 90-degree fence to the blade. Then we move up to the next pin lock, and that's what I was saying to you before. That's an octagonal. So it's, what is it, 67.5 degrees. It tells you that it's on the table. Then we move up to the next one, which gives you your 45-degree mitre, which is another lock pin. But in between that, you can set it. There's another screw down locking point here. It's not a pin in the table, but a screw down locking point, which gives you hexagonal shape. So you got 60 degrees. So, and then you've got exactly the same thing coming around, but it's coming around the other way. So what do we got here? You've got octagonal there, hexagonal there. I don't know whether that's meant to say 10.5 degrees or whether it's 105 degrees. I'm not sure, but anyway. So I'll just grab the fence and I'll show you. Actually, up there you probably can't see there. There's a triangle, so that's 30 degrees right up there. So how the fence actually works. So if I wanted to do my square cut off there, so that, sorry for the noise, so that screws into there, and then there we go, the pin just locked in. So now I've got a 90-degree cut. So I can loosen that off, I can lift the pin up, and I can bring it around here and lock it in. What was that one? That one, that's actually the hexagonal, but because they've put this fence on extra, it's just not, the timber itself is not sitting on the line, but it's on the hexagonal mark. So then again, move it up to the next one, and we've got the 45. So that's locked off that mark. But then if you wanted to do anything in between that, you can bring it around, as I said before, like there's your hexagonal, so I can then lock it. So there's my anchor point, but I can lock it in that screw point there. I can bring it round to the triangle and I can lock it in that screw point there. So it has all different graduations all the way around, even coming back the other way, as I was saying. So there's the 10 shy of 90. There's your octagonal. There's your hexagonal. I can't see any more written on there, but every single different degree that you want to do has the ability to be locked off. So there's your main anchor point, but it's locked there, it's locked there, it's locked there, and so on and so forth. So an exceptionally versatile machine that can do any shape you want. So you've got a compound mitre to do. So you set it up to your 45, your pin drops in there, there's your 45. You lay your saw blade over to whatever degree you want there. So you've got a 45, say it was a double 45 compound. So you've got 45 there, 45 there. You got the one cut. There you go, done in one pass. So just an extremely versatile machine. To be honest with you, I don't know a real lot about this side of it on the machine, because as I mentioned to the person who asked me if I could do the video, I did have this part of it, but I had it in the storeroom because in our line of work it's not something that I really get any use out of, and we didn't really have this machine set up to do anything like that. So we just had the simple fence across, because we're generally just doing 90-degree and square cuts, and the odd bevel when we run the bevel on windowsill and things like that. So, but in saying that, immensely versatile. Like, as you can see, you can basically do anything you like with it. A very, very good machine. And just while I'm on that, for anybody that's in Australia, there's two for sale at the moment on Marketplace. There's one, I think it's out at Lithco. It's only $2,500. If it's any good, absolute bargain, check it out. Yeah, okay, thanks for watching.